What is up, DIY family? We are back out in Goodlettsville, Tennessee, and we are on a deck project. This is going to be a massive project, and we're probably going to be here about 3, maybe possibly 4 weeks. But we're going to be adding on to a deck, we're repairing a deck, and we've already tackled a set of steps out front. You guys got to see that on the last video. We were out in the back and we're tearing out deck boards right now, but I wanted to take you through this whole process and show you what exactly is about to happen. So here we go. All right, as you can see over there, Kelly is pulling up deck boards as we speak. They wanted us to fix the sag right here, so we're going to put some supports under that. And also, we're going to change that to a 2x10, just so it matches everything else that's on the house. You can see they did 2x10s. All right, so let's walk through and take a look at what else is about to happen. What they've asked us to do is to add on to here. So what I think I'm going to do is come back over here, slit this one, and try to scab onto that with my new band, and just continue out, set a couple posts out here in the yard somewhere, and then we'll fasten it to the house up that way right there. And then what we're also going to be doing is over here on this end right here where I'm standing, there'll be a tiki bar and it'll be facing out towards that way. So if I was the bartender, this would be my view. And then right here, we're going to set a set of steps. That is the plan. And so hopefully you guys will enjoy the videos that we're doing on this deck right here. Maybe get some inspiration out of it for your deck at home, or just something you want to do in the back. All right, guys, I'm not going to waste any more time. Kelly's over there pulling those deck boards, so I'm going to get off here and go help her. Holla. We got all those deck boards tore out over there, and we got like 3 more today. So we brought the muscle today, my son, right there, to help us get this done. That way we can actually get something done today. But anyway, we're going to take all those loose over there. Going to replace that with a 4x4. We're going to put a 4x4 post in the middle right there for support because this thing was sagging. We also got a 2x10 that we're going to be replacing this 2x8 with down here. And then there's one across over there we're going to replace that with 2x10 as well. Probably have to put something underneath here to support these while we take that loose so they don't just fall to the ground. But that's where we are today. So we're about to get started. I'm going to jump off here and get on this deck. All right, holler. All right.
Leverage is your best friend.
Yeah, well, you left with the hammer too.
Yeah.
Like this?
Well, try to just yank on it. From the top, you got to hold it right there. That's where you got to put your pressure. And you need safety glasses. That head will pop off and come flying at your eyeball like a bullet.
Something better than, oh my gosh.
What?
Something better than being stupid on the job. It's being stupid on the job while on camera.
What is it?
Hayden's philosophy. See? Like a bullet.
Diablo, the name you trust.
Oh, Ohio. Oh, hi.
I'm high up.
The next thing we do is brace up what's here because we're fixing to take the outside off and it'll all fall down if we don't brace it up.
All right, I need somebody under here. Get under here with that screw gun. You don't need screws, I already got them started for you.
Look, now that you got a little bit, use your hammer. It's got more leverage.
You're right. And we love leverage.
That's right. It's your best friend. This is where they shouldn't kill off the main guy.
You did that. Are you good?
With all of the joists being supported by our temporary wall, we were able to finally remove the front band. And with that out of the way, it was a direct shot to dig our hole for our 4x4 post.
All right, update. So I got this post in over here. I tore all that off. We'll probably end up having to replace these. It got split down there. They used 16 penny nails, and I mean, they drove them in with everything they had. So there's one coming out without splitting the wood. Anyway, so I got the post in. Did have a 2x6 there instead of a post. and it's plumbed and it is ready for concrete. And I couldn't get very far. I dug down to about 12 inches and there was a concrete footer down there. So at least it's sitting on something solid, and I'll just go ahead and wrap concrete around that and make it a big, huge block. And that should be fine. And then the last thing as far as post goes is putting our post right here up to the middle. All right, moving on. Not big, it's only 12 inches deep.
Yeah, put a lot of water in.
With Kelly working on the concrete, it was time to stiffen up these joists against the house. Some of them were very loose, but it's nothing a few 3-inch construction screws can't fix.
All right, team, so I got the 2x10 crown going up. You always want to make sure you put the crown up. And crown just means which way the board is bowed. Generally, most boards have a slight bow to them, not all of them, but the ones that do, you want to make sure you're putting the bow to the up. That way, when the whole thing is setting up, the weight of the board itself sagging in the middle will be fixed by that hump. All right, so right now what I want to do is put a ledger on this and lay it out like it is over there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull down 5.5 inches. That's the next step.
A ledger is just another way of installing your joist. My joists are 5.5 inches, so I'm pulling down 5.5 inches in a couple spots. Then I will check it all the way across with my straight edge to see if those points connect. We got pretty lucky. Well, I say lucky, but it's not luck when you spend 20 minutes looking for the straightest 2x10 that they have to offer. I transferred the layout from the house to my band, so I was able to put the 2x2 ledger on and use 3 screws underneath each joist. This should make it super strong. Also, even though we had our mark with the line, I still cut 2 5.5-inch gauge blocks for Kelly and Hayden. That way they can flush the block to the top of the band and pull the ledger up to the bottom of the block. This will help later, so our joists aren't too high or too low, provided they are 5.5 inches wide.
Sir. All right, team, so check it out. We got all the joists screwed to the band out there. There's a ledger down there, so we do things a little different. No need for hangers on that because screwed on the end and sitting on a ledger. The last thing we need to do before we start putting deck boards on is to go right there. We need to put something across there so our deck boards have something to land on, and then something going this way. I'll tie into that so it has something to land on that side, because it definitely can't just levitate against the house, you know what I'm saying? All right, that's the next move. Moving on.
Can't just levitate?
I would infer that. built the deck at 10 feet, and those deck boards are 10 foot 3/4, but it's still just a little bit shy from being flush out on the end. So what I'm going to do is cut one of these deck boards, the old ones, and turn it on edge, kind of as a transition. It'll splice in between those two. So that's the plan. And I just went through and took a regular deck board like this, and just to make sure it's the exact same height. And before we do all these, what we'll do, Hayden, is I'll push them all up tight against this, put my straight edge over there, draw a line, pull them out, cut them, and shove them back in. That way they're all the same. What's up, team? Welcome back to day 3 of our epic deck rebuild. Now let's take you through and show you what we got done yesterday and what we're about to do today. Let's go. So as you can see, we got these last deck boards against the wall there, cut in. I had to notch around the gutter, and then of course we had to notch around the corner over there. Today we're going to go ahead and finish these out. What I had to do over here, because they were a little bit short, I think I told you guys yesterday, they make them 10 3/4, but whoever built the deck where the post sits right over there, I wasn't able to pull that in like that and make it work. So I cut a little transition yesterday, slipped that in. It looks really nice, and it makes it real nice for breaking up this part of the deck from that part over there. We'll join them and line them up with those over there, and everything should be good to go. All right, guys, that's the plan. Holla. All right, team, check this out. I'm running into a little bit of an issue over here. I want to explain to you what it is I've got going on and how I have decided to fix it. I made this little mock-up of how this deck board would be when it's going out there, and as you can see, the end of it is a little chopped off. That's okay, because I only need 4 inches of it right here. The house steps out a little bit more, so that's what saved me on that. So when I put this in here, I've already cut this 1/4 inch off of it. I'm still going to not be lined up very good on these, and that has something to do with just the way they were put in over there. Also, these are brand new, so they're swelled up to about 5 and 5/8, some of them 5 3/4, and the other ones over there have already shrunk up to 5 1/2, some of them 5 3/8. So that's part of what's going on. So what I decided to do is go ahead and pull this deck board back up and rip 1/4 inch off of it too, and then once I rip 1/4 inch off the next one, that should slide me over, and the next deck board should go, it should end right there, as opposed to me having to notch around it 3 ways, because you can see how much is left there. That's all I need to get around that. That with my space, and I should be good to go. I'll just take a little piece, glue it out there, and nail it, and it should be good to go. All right, that's the plan. Here we go. Guys, I'd say if you didn't know any better, you wouldn't be able to tell. Go check.
I ain't gotta tell him I'm thinking. It's good?
Okay, guys, while I go notch this, here's some songs by Kelly.
It's whatever you decide, and but I'm your baby, echoes, halo, hiding my obsession. I once was poison ivy, but now I'm your.
So putting that right there, you can see we have about the same gap that we have here, so when the board runs around, that's going to be real nice. Not even going to notch that side, just the side. And of course, it's going to go all the way out to the end, so you stick this where it would be. Just butt it up against that.
Working.
Flushing these up out here, and it should go right there.
No.
All right, guys, that's our notch. I'm going to cut it in this, and of course I'll have to cut it off over
Why?
there too, so we'll see. I'll measure that right now. let's cross our fingers. Thank goodness I'm a floor installer,
Why is that?
because I'm doing things floor related to make this work.
All right.
Boom, nail it.
Yeah, we're using screws.
Alright, you guys, so we got that board in. Everything is situated over there. Now all we have to do is lay our deck boards in here up against my little transition piece, line it up with that piece I got over there, lay a straight edge on top of that, and then zip, cut those things off straight, and should be good to go. Alright guys, that's the plan. Here we go. What's up, team? Good morning. We are here back at the deck remodel, and I believe it is the 4th day. It might even be the 5th. I'm not even sure. These days start blending together to me. But anyway, wanted to show you where we are on this. We're about to wrap up today. I think we got a couple more things, and then we're going to have to head back to the hardware store to pick up all the lumber for the other side. That is a monstrous deck that we're putting together over there. So anyway, let's take a look. By the way, I did want to mention some things. You're going to see some things. You're going to be like, what? So this is where we are. We got these in, and we're fixing to put the railing on top over here. And there was an issue with this deck right here, and I'm gonna explain to you what had happened. They wanted us to redo it, and the guy who did it the first time, when he put it on, he built it out of square, but he did not cut the deck board like I did. He put the whole deck board out and let it hang over for 3 inches on this side, and then like an inch on this side, so it was about 2 inches out of square. And in order to fix that, when he put this rail up, he put it out there, so when we came and looked, it looked like the deck was in square. But after we ripped it all off, we pulled that band out there that was causing the problem, and we placed it right up against it. It wasn't until we got to the last deck board we realized, oh, this guy built it out of square. That's why he put the rail on the other side. So it was too late to fix it at this point. So I just went ahead and ripped the board down, so it has the same reveal out there. It looks good going down the line right here. So it's all straight with my band. Even though it's out of square, it's all straight with my band. And then, of course, the way it looks out here, the reveal just looks the same instead of it actually hanging over 4 inches like he did down there. We're going to go ahead and put this top cap on and get these other rails on. And we're going to call it a day, I believe. And go get some more lumber. Looks like it might rain today. All right, holler. All right, you guys, update on what I'm fixing to do here. That's a little bit different than what we have. Let me back that back out. So you can see how the poles run across there. That's a 6x6. Now, we told them we put another 6x6 in. They said, do a 4x4. And we're like, I guess that'll be okay. It'll just be a little bit more of an overhang on that. Okay, so let's go take a look at how this is put together over here. You can see they're riding the 2x8 flush with the band right there, the little rails that do that. So that's whatever that happens to be is the overhang on the inside, and that's just is what it is. So if we go in here and take a look, once I place my 2x8 on top of this right here, it definitely will be supported by the 6x6 post right here, and it'll be supported by this 4x4 post. But the only thing that's going to be supporting this end of it is the deck board. So I don't think it'd be a bad idea to pop these things off and just put another post in line with that. So that's what supports this side. And I think that's what I'm going to do. All right, moving on. All right, you guys, I got to tell you this, okay? Just to interrupt this video right quick. Me and Kelly struggle with Kelly's reality and what can actually be done in a lifetime. We are very, very busy. We're always on our job. She's always on her laptop. She has her own YouTube channel. She's either creating videos, working on U-Floor, working on Rent This Flip That, and she goes around when I'm doing jobs and collects these little pieces of wood. She's gonna use them one day. I don't know what day that is, and it might be when she's 65 and retires, because we don't have time to do stuff like that. I made these little blocks right here, right? And because I'm not going to use them, she's like, where are they at? Because she's going to keep them. Of course she's going to keep them. But here's the funny thing. See how they're dopped off right here? There's little tiny triangles that I dopped those off with. She kept those too.
Give me my block.
That's perfect. Guys, I think I'm going to take that right there. That looks pretty good. All right, so I'm going to screw this one down right here and then get this one marked, because it's got to be cut down at this end as well, tied into another piece. All right.
Well, team, I can almost see the finish line. But there ain't no sense in slowing down. We got a few more rails to do and we are done. It's time to kick this thing into high gear.
Think it's done?
That's it. That is the last board. Guys, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed the presentation, the video. We got a lot accomplished, but we still got a big, huge deck we got to tackle next week. So we're probably going to take off and get all of our tools up right now. It's actually Thursday. And go pick up the lumber. We may get started on it tomorrow, but possibly Monday. More than likely tomorrow. All right, guys. That's going to do it for this one, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until next time, take care. Stay safe. Peace.